And alrighty, folky dokes, we are back live once again, and we're continuing along with our playthrough of No Man's Sky. So, hey there, hi there, ho there, duders and dudettes, welcome back, and a fine welcome to you if you're new to the broadcast. We're happy to have you along for the ride. That rad currently sees us is at my lovely little base camp on a nice paradise planet known as the Bung-Ello. So, as we can see, we got a lovely fleet of ships spread out for all to scope in and see. And what we intend to do is figure out which among these we plan to bring to the space station and scrap for parts and salvageable wares to cash in for cash. Up first, we got this lovely little vessel. I didn't name it, so I'm probably not going to keep it. It is a Sentinel ship. It is quite red, but I don't. Aside from the fact that it is an S-Class, I don't know if I want to keep it or not. But this is the other reason why we spread these all out, so I can pop them up into space and see how they look when you're flying them. There you go. I mean, it's kind of cool. Looks like the Predator's mouth. It's a blue on red. And again, in the menu, as we can see, it is an S-Class. Cargo space is pretty decent. Also good in the technology. Damage potential is up there, and that's without anything added to it. So, I think for the time being, we'll probably keep this bad boy. We're going to rename it to the Predator. Again, because when it's flying, it looks like it's jowls. So that's kind of cool. Alright. And this is where things are going to get a little bit messy. Because you can't really land them where I had them. So, that one's a keeper. Up next we have an exotic ship. This is the Angry Bird. I think that's pretty self-explanatory as to why I gave it that name. It too is an S-Class. I'm not sure. I think the exotics are always going to be S-Class. Can't say for sure. I actually got this one first. And then probably like a half an hour later, I came across the Frankenbeans. And I like the Frankenbeans a heck of a lot more. But for the fact that I spent, I want to say like 35 million units on this, I decided to keep it for the time being. And we're going to keep both the exotics. Though if it does get to a point where I have to trash in one of them, the Angry Bird's going to be going. Again, there's the Frankenbeans. This was featured in the last stream. We've already explained as to why it got that name, so we're not going to go into that again. This one we picked up during the Nautical mission that we just did. Again, I like the color scheme to it, but it is a C-Class fighter, and I'm thinking I'm probably gonna scrap that, not for units, for the fighters, the haulers, and I believe the shuttles. You can either scrap them for units, or you can scrap them for parts for when you want to make a custom ship. Question is, there's three different things that you can scrap it for: the engine, the wings, or I believe the hull. And that is where I'm kind of torn. It's the hull, I think, is the front section of the ship. The wings we can pretty much get off of any other type of fighter. These are very customary. The engines, on the other hand, I don't know. I kind of like the setup of that. So I'm going to have to decide on what I want to do with that, but that's definitely going to be getting scrapped. And next up, we have the Blessing SR314N. Pop on inside this. I like the engine setup on it. And I also like the way that it looks. Like it's kind of like a blue on white type of array. We'd be able to tell better in the sun. Now again, when it comes to the Frankenbeans, I love the fact that it turns on a dime, whereas the Sentinel ships are a little bit sluggish. Again, keep in mind, none of these really have any upgrades on them, so it's probably going to handle a little bit differently once I throw in some modules. But yeah, I think we're going to wind up keeping this one for the time being as well, so let's go park that next to its distant cousin over here. Oh, you're going to bring me over to the fucking landing bed, you bastard. Ah, well, whatever. Alright, so we should probably give that a name. That way I don't wind up scrapping it accidentally. I really don't know what to name it, so we're just going to give it a name. There you go. We have given it a name. Now, the base I'm not really going to go too deep into. It's basically just, as the tutorial went, I just set it up quickly. Wasn't really planning on sticking around here. This was very early on in the game. But that's our farmland over there. Inside is our farmer and our exocraft technician. Inside these buildings are our, what do you call, overseer, our scientist, and our weapons guy. We don't need to stop in and talk to any of them. Moving on, we got this little doohickey. It is an explorer ship. I don't like the base of it, but I do like the color scheme. It's green on blue. It's got like solar panels. Again, I'm torn as to whether I should keep it or not. It's taking up space. I'm probably never going to ride the thing. But for the time being, I think that one's going to stay. This here's the Vulture. As we can see, the reason I gave it that, it kind of looks like a Vulture drone from Spider-Man. Color-wise, I'm not too keen on it. Not a real fan of the orange, but look at that beast. So, I've been going from distant planet to distant planet to try and find another variation of this, and I've yet to do so. Which is the only reason that I've kept it. Again, the color scheme, I mean, it looks cool. I'm not going to say that it doesn't, but there are other color varieties that I would prefer. But I like the design with the wings. Alright, so for a Sentinel variety, it handles pretty well. Much better than the other ones. Again, that's probably got to do with the wings. And it's an A class, so we are definitely going to keep this one. Alright. Slowly head on over here, plop down next to the others. Watch out for that little shop of horrors plant there. I'm thinking we might actually just get rid of this one. Color-wise, they're pretty similar. So, and we'll likely get an upgrade module for breaking this one down. It's an S-Class. I found it as an S-Class, so it's not like I put nanites into it. Oh, cute. Alright, moving up next, we have the Batwing. Got this one pretty early on. Again, pretty similar setup. Let's pop it into the sky, take a look. I mean, that's quite sleek. I like it. And the other reason why I like it is it's got like little green highlights to it. It's mostly black. Or maybe even purplish. Handles pretty similarly to all the other ones. But as we can see, again, they turn ever so slowly. This as well as an A-Class. Pretty decent damage potential on it. Again, this has got the phase beam with the added bonus. Oh, actually, no, we don't have the other upgrade that gives you the boost to the shields. Again, I don't know if I want to keep this one. I do like the way the wings look, though. The accents towards the core of the ship where it, like, curves in. But as we can see, this is where it gets a little bit difficult once you start gathering up a bunch of ships you like. It makes it difficult to want to part with them. Alright, you know what? I've had enough with you. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, so... Yep, they're gonna attack me too. Alright, so... I'm thinking, we're definitely gonna scrap this one. I'm probably gonna scrap that one as well. And last but not least, we have the Shredder. And I like this one because it's got a lot of green to it, as well as the way the engine's set up. That is definitely a lovely looking jalopy. So, yeah, I think we're going to be keeping the Shredder. So, let's figure this out. Batwing we're keeping, Vulture we're keeping, Shredder we're keeping. Predator we are going to get rid of. So Predator's going, that one's going, that one's going. Name I said we're keeping, right? Alright, so there we go. Let's hop on inside the Franken Beans. Oh, hello. Are you admiring my base? A quicker way that we can do this. We should go down, go through the teleporter to get back to the space station that we left at. That way we're still in the same system we were working with. There you go. And here we are. pop on inside here. As you can see, we're at the Bung-Ello. This is our frigate, a freighter, which is aptly named the Blade because it looks like one. We'll take a look at that sooner than later, but for right now I need to figure out where the heck we were when we last left off. Bing-ha! Previous system. That makes it so much easier. Alright, let's warp on there. Scrap the ships. And continue along with our travels. And I think next up, we're going to go travel around, set ourselves up with a settlement. Because that is something I've been putting off. But in order to progress some missions along, we have to set up a settlement. So, we said we're keeping the shredder clauses going. And when you're scrapping ships, you're going to come to the space station, head on over to this little computer device here, and it gives you an option to upgrade your ship if you are so inclined. And to upgrade, you can basically add modules to your tech or your cargo. And there's a couple of ways that you can do that. You can either purchase them with millions of units, or if you get little upgrade modules, you can just, not going to do it, but apply an augmentation. You can purchase storage. Each time you purchase, the price is going to go up higher. And if you want to upgrade your class, I think from B to A is 25,000 nanites, and from A to S is 50,000 nanites. And again, early on, that's going to seem like an excessive and inordinate amount of nanites, but another thing that, if I can recall, we'll go over is a way that you can get quick nanites relatively easily. But that's not what we're planning on doing with these ships. So, that is neither here nor there. We are going to salvage. So, oh, okay. So this is a type of ship that we can get customization modules. And since we have about 600 million units, 3 and change really isn't much for us. So, let's take a module. Okay, so you can take the left wing, the right wing, or the hull. It's not going to let you take the engine. I wasn't really keen on the hull. I do like the wings, so we're going to take the left wing. Now, when you do that, it's going to put item, there you go, solar wing. So, in the future, when you head over to this device and craft up a custom ship, that's when you're going to want to have these in your inventory. Since we're not going to be doing that anytime soon, what I've been doing is tossing them on the freighter for easy access when we need them later. But another thing that you're going to need to do if you're going to do a custom ship, you have to swing on up to the Starship guy, and he's going to sell you cores. So, and seeing is believing, so we'll make it easier for you. So you head over to this guy here. He'll yam around to you about some nonsense, but you're going to need to buy a reactor. And again, these are going to run you some nanites. C class is 150, B class 1500, A class 3250, and an S class is 6000. So again, once you get to nanite farming, paying 6,000 for the S class isn't going to put you back too much. I've already got one ready on the freighter for if and when I get around to wanting to do that, but this is the guy you're going to want to see for that. He also has upgrades for numerous things for your ship. So if you're in need and you get the nanites, swing on by, purchase some S-Class stuff. Otherwise, it's just not worthwhile. But yeah, neither here nor there. We don't need any of that. So, moving on. We need to bring up our next ship that we have. We said Predator is going to go. Go. Now, unfortunately, with the Sentinel ships, you cannot break them down for parts. You can only get credits for them, but that's alright. But I do believe if they are an S-Class, possibly an A-Class, when you break them down, you're going to get augmentations for future ships. But again, it's an S-Class, that's why we're going to get 51 million units for it. But again, this is why I recommended in the previous stream. Go around on the distant planets, gather up quite a few of the ships if you want to make some quick units. This is a very quick and easy way to accomplish that. So, let's get it done. Alright. Now, when you break it down for scrap, you don't get the cash. What you do is you get... Where are you? Yeah. More times than not, you're definitely going to get spool and nano cables. Subatomic regulators. Yeah, I guess this was added. Starship AI valves. You then have to go over to the terminal here and sell them to get the cash. So, for any that break down their ships and then wonder why they didn't get the money for them, that would be why. Alright, moving on. Riffraff, keep. And that was the other one we want to get rid of. So again, this one we are going to take parts for. And let's see, we got the cockpit, the wing, or the engines. I'm going to go with the cockpit. Again, the wings are pretty much customary for fighter jets or fighter ships. The engines, on the other hand, I like the way they looked, but I'm sure we'll come across a setup that I like even better. So, there we go. And that, as well, is going to go to the freighter. Alright, so we're going to go sell these off, and then, speaking of the freighter, we're going to hit that up as well. We also need to go sell these off too. I'm going to keep that, so I can put that into another ship. And I ripped this off of one of the other ships that we had. It's the cargo scan deflector, which again, we haven't unlocked. Simply because I think it's, there's a part that you need in order to build it that we have not come across. I think it was counterfeit, what do you call it? They look like these, but they're counterfeit versions. I've yet to come across them in my travels. So when I saw that that was in one of the ships that we were going to scrap, I plucked it out. That way I can just pop it on in without needing to find those things. There you go. Speaking of which, it's not going to go into the shredder. We need to break up the Franken beans. There you go. Alright, so next order of business. I mean, we could go onto the freighter. I do have a trade terminal on there, but we're here. Might as well just get it done. So go here, go to sell, and then you're going to have to do some maneuvering to find those items. Oh yeah, look at that. We got 2 more storage augmentations, so that works. Where, oh where? There's one. There's 47 million units, lickety split. We have these two. There's another 2.8. And another 100,000. We almost have 700 million units, Jesus Christ. But again, it seems like that's a lot. I could easily spend that really quick. That's what you can do is, depending on the economy of the system that you're in, if it's a 3-star, you have a good chance of just hanging around here for ships to fly in that are of A or S class variety. And you can purchase them from their navigator, their pilot, for buku units. But when it comes to freighters, the first one that you can get is always going to be free. And what a lot of people will recommend is when you do come across your first freighter, don't be quick to take it. Just take payment from the pilot once you've defeated the pirates. And then, again, mentioning the economies of the systems. If you go to a 3-class system and happen to find yourself in a freighter battle, when you get onto it, there's a good chance that it's going to be a high-rated one. And if you haven't taken a free freighter up until that point, you can find yourself getting a free A or S class freighter. If you so choose. But if you've taken one and you come across a better variety later on, that's when you're going to want to have those millions and millions of units. I think I came across an S-class one, and it was like fucking 175 million units. Which, the freighter that we currently have is an A-class, which I got for free. But I've yet to find one that's got comparable tech and inventory slots. But the moment I do, I'm going to want to buy it. So, speaking of freighters, here is the Blade. If I can back up far enough, you'll be able to understand why I gave it that name. Because it kind of looks like a knife blade. How do you like that? And here's all my frigates. Which I feel weird saying frigates. So I tend to call them fragates. But yeah, so just like the space stations, you run on up to the doors, it'll suck you on in. And if you get a fleet of ships, they'll all be on board. As you can see, there's our Angry Bird. There's the Shredder. Actually, no, I think that's the Rift Raft. That is the Rift Raft. And here's all our other ships. Goody goody. Now, if you want, you can take the long way and go up the stairs, or you can pop into the teleporter and find yourself on the bridge. So, here's our crew. This is our Admiral. Don't really need to talk to him. Now, once you get yourself some frigates, this is the guy that you're going to want to see. You can send them out on missions. They'll get you resources, units, all sorts of goodies. Traveler entity. Kovacs is pleased to report exciting navigational research. Kovacs has plotted new expeditions for your fleet. There you go. And just like all of the ships, the frigates that you come across are all of class varieties. And I suppose we could do a plunder recycling expedition. So you pop on in there, you assign your ships, and as we can see, we got a couple of S's, quite a few A's and a lot of B's. Oh, we got a debrief too. So they came back from their mission. So this one was industrial. So depending on the type that you're doing, combat, exploration, industrial, or trade, you're going to want to go for your highest in whatever respective category that you're doing. So you're definitely going to go. Now, the only unfortunate thing is the S's aren't going to go up in rank at all, so no matter how many missions we send them out on, it's not really going to do them any good. But for your lower class ones, the more that you send them out, the more that they add to their thing, and the sooner they will move up in rank. So here you go. So that being the case, he's a 22. He's got to go. And let's pop one over here. Yeah, all the other ones are pretty low. But again, we can balance that out regardless. So we'll send some lower class ones. Because you can send a total of 5. I'm not going to send any of the lower ones. Let's, we'll send you as well. There you go. Alright, so now, as we can see, the difficulty rating is 3 out of 5 stars, but our fleet rating is 5 out of 5 stars. So we're not going to have any problems with this. But if you were evenly balanced, you can always add in some upgradable doohickeys. One for each type, I believe. We don't have any of those, so I can't say. But say it's a combat one, you want to throw in probably this one, the explosive drones. They'll give you plus 10 to their respective categories. So if you are low, as far as your frigates go, you can always add these in to boost up your ranks. There you go, but we don't need to do that. So, I'm gonna send them off. So now, once you've sent out a fleet and they've come back, you're gonna have to build these areas of your ship. So when you first start off with a fresh freighter, you're basically going to have this hallway and it's going to end here. Now the first time I started building, I went straight down and then it glitched and I couldn't access any of it. So I don't know if that was just for me or if that's going to be across the board for everyone. So my suggestion is go to the right when you're building your hallways and just move on down here. So as we can see, we built this. This is a scanner. This will, when activated in each system, instead of having to go planet to planet, you just hit that and it'll tell you what every planet has. It's a good item to have on your freighter. I would suggest it. This is our trade terminal. We don't need to sell anything. We did it back at the space station, but if we needed to, we have that on hand. This here is our overseer, I believe. We don't need to talk with him. This is our scientist. Here's our weapon guy. Over here is our exocraft dude. How you doing? Always good to see you. This you have to add to your ship, your freighter. Because when you're on land, wherever you are, if you want to summon an exocraft, as long as your freighter is nearby, you can do that. And this here is our storage room. So I would definitely recommend setting this up first and foremost, because with each of these you get 50 slots of inventory stumble on my words. 50 slots of inventory space per each one. And we have 9, so doing the fuzzy math means we have slots for 450 items, if we so choose. Now, another thing is, you don't have to come here to access your storage. If you go into your menu, go to your freighter, you can access it all from here. And there you go. Now, as you can see, you really don't need all 9 of them. But I just felt like building them all. Because it's good to have extra space. So, set it up however you like. I wanted to do it in a way that's going to make it easier for me to find everything. So we got all our minerals and stuff right here. All our excess upgrade modules here. Excess stacks of the elements as we may need them. With, random items here and there. I got a nice abundance of glass for when I do decide to finally plop down on a planet and build a decent base. Here we go with the food, but again, as was pointed out in the previous stream, if you get yourself a nutrient processor, you can store your food in there. There's 50 slots. But once you get filled up there, it's good to have a storage bin to put all the rest of your stuff in. Here's all our runaway mold, and I'm going to get into showcasing why we have so much of that in a second. As a matter of fact, we're going to take out 3 of these right now. Actually, I should put them in the starship. It'll make it easier, and we'll see in a minute. So, moving on. These are our large refiners. I have 3. I don't know if I can actually build another one. I'm going to take a look right now and see. Because I know when it comes to your ground bases, there's a limit of refiners you can put down. And what I've come to figure out is you can put down 3 medium refiners and 2 large in one base. Beyond that, it won't let you build anymore. But there's a reason that you would want to do that. And that involves the runaway mold we just picked up. But let me get... There we go, refiner room. The freighter refiner allows 3 different subs... Oh, no, okay. Oh, you can... Wait, it says available to build 6. Alright, it let me build a 4th one. It let me build a 5th one. And it's gonna let me build a 6th one? Alright, shit. So I guess on your freighters you can have as many of these as you fucking want. That works. Now, the reason that you would want to have multiple of these is the same reason that we have all that runaway mold. So I'm going to take out 2 more. There you go. And I know I got that one in my exosuit, which I'm going to throw back in right now. So I can go back into storage. I'm hoping it's going to go in the right storage. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, oh well. So, if you're in the need of nanites very quickly, it's going to be a 20-minute process, but it sure beats going around getting them piecemeal. So, oh, I'm in my exosuit, that's why. There you go. That's why I put them in the spaceship. There's less that I'd have to go through. So, put those in there. Now, the most you can do is 1 stack. You can't put 3 stacks, 1 in each slot. Because once you put in the second one, it's going to act as if you can't do anything with it. And to prove that point, I'll do this. See, now I won't let you do anything with it. So, put you back in the starship. But basically, fill up all your refiners. Your runaway mold. Don't forget to begin the process. I've done that a few times. Like I just did right there. Guess I had to prove that it's possible. Alright, and 1 more to go. And bam. Come back in 20 minutes, you get yourself 10,000 nanites. How do you like that? might be asking yourself, Slammy, where did you get all that runaway mold? Well, we're gonna go there next. But first, we have to hit up the debrief. So when you set out your frigates on a mission, when the mission's over, you have to come up here and debrief them to get the items that they've gotten for you. Do that. Ooh, wow, they covered some distance. And they got us 263,000 units, and another 387,000 units, and another 263,000 units. Another 390,000, holy shit. And 6 Geknip. Yeah, they hit me up on the comms because they wanted us to do some illegal smuggling. I figured probably not a good idea. It's funny that they mentioned it here. Yo, they got us like close to 2 million units. Goddamn. Casings. Cryo pump, that's new. Wow, they got a lot of shit. I think all the other ones I've done, it's been like 3 items, and that's it. Some activated cadmium. And that's gonna do it. Alright. So then you end it, and you get all your stuff. Oh no, we've had cryo pumps before. 2.5 million units, and I didn't have to do a damn thing but just send them out. That's awesome. Alright. Now, the other thing that I do want to point out, and because I have an abundance of nanites already, I'm not really concerned if I do lose them. But I know on a ground base, if you set up your refiners and then you take off and then come back later, I've heard tell that when you come back, there ain't nothing in them, and you've basically lost everything. So we're going to test that and see if that's how it works on our freighter here. But if we come back in the hand, we get 10,000 nanites. If not, no big deal. Because again, we have 179,000 of the suckers. So there we go. One more thing I need to do while we're here. I'm not really concerned about the casings. Again, Corvax and Vikings, we're pretty much maxed out with reputation with them, so we really don't need to have these. Starship shield module, I want to put onto the freighter. Oh yeah, it's activated cadmium. I'm like, why is that separated? Alright, so that can go into our storage. If we need it, it'll be there. This is going to go into storage. These we're going to be selling. Once we get back to a spot that we can get the nanites for. That will go into storage. Hyperdrive. Oh, we can't put it on the freighter. Alright, so let's do some due diligence here. It's a scatter blaster module that can go into storage. And That's the other reason I send this to the freighter, because then when we come up here, I can easily put it where I want to put it. There you go. That way it's not in a different storage container. Because that kind of stuff just absolutely drives me bonkers. Now, if it's an item, like the elements, you can add it from any menu. Like if I was to go in here, do the quick transfer and send it to storage, it's going to put it on top of what's already in there. But if it's like a standalone item, it'll just put it in the first available space. So if you're like me and you like to have things neatly put into certain spots, you're better off just tossing it on your freighter. Then when you come up here, you can easily just navigate it to its corresponding storage container. So, back to it. There we go. That's gonna stay here. I don't really care where they go. Put them in with the elements. Those from the Atlas mission, I don't know if they're going to come into play for anything. So we'll keep them for now. But I was getting tired of looking at them in my exosuit inventory, so I decided to get rid of them. That's all our parts for the ship. When we decide to make a custom, that we need for our weapons guy. He takes, for every 2 of them we give him, he gives us an upgrade module. These are black market goods. If we were to have those on us or in our starship, if we get scanned, we'll wind up getting into a fight. So I put them on the freighter. We can actually put them back into, we'll put them in the starship, and we'll just go over to the trade terminal before we leave and sell them off. But I like to have things nice and neat, so we got all our customizations right there, as well as the reactor. That's all our frigate missions. Keep those together. These I want to put into treasures. Go. Those we need to upgrade our freighter, but we need a few more before we can do that. This is going to upgrades. Upgrades. Go over here. This is going to go in here. Ah, see, now this is what I was talking about. When you go to just put stuff in from your other menus, it'll put them into storage containers with the first available open spot. And I'd rather not have that there. It's more of a treasure item. Everything, oh, that needs to go into the here. And you can go into elements. to keep that available. Alright, so now, when we get an abundance of inventory stuff and we want to clear some space, we can just throw it on the freighter. We got 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 open slots. But we also got starship slots, which I'm actually gonna go add some more. I think, what did we say? We had 8? Yeah, we can add 8 more inventory slots into the Franken beans. We're gonna do that. Speaking of which, this needs to go into the Franken beans. Yoink. So now, when we have illegal goods we get scanned, we can block the scan. Good times. Actually, this needs to go into food. Go. Sweet James. Alright, our multi-tool is good. I'm gonna get this out of here. I'll put it on the freighter though. Starship shield module, that needs to go into freighter for now. The hyperdrive module needs to go on the freighter for now. Let's see what else we can do. We can move these up here. Hang on to that for the time being. All these are going to get sold, and then we'll be looking nice and neat. Okay, gold paints. Good deal. Alright. I know, it gets a little bit tedious being all neat and whatnot, but that's all of it. We're done. We don't have to do anything else, but it also killed some time, so we can go check in on our refiners here. Where are we at? 64%. Cool beans. 65, 66, 68, and 70. And to be honest with you, I really don't care about these finishing up. So what we're going to do is stop processing, because I just don't want a chance losing them. Again, I'm not sure if that would be the case or not. I do know that on the ground level bases, it is likely the outcome that if you leave them, you're going to basically just be losing them. I think I put that in the exosuit. Whatever. But what I will do, I'll leave one. That way if I do lose it, hey, whatever. So be it. So you'll be our guinea pig right there. Alright. So now, with that being the case, we are gonna send you back to here. And I actually want to check. Alright, so I'm gonna have to go to actual storage container, which I wish I recalled which name it was. That's treasures. That's the other thing, you can name your storage containers to make it even easier to navigate through them. Is it this one? There you go. So we're gonna call this one mold. Mold. Here you go. Now I'll know which one it is without having to go through them all. There we go. Alright. Our inventory maintenance is complete. We've checked in with our fleet, debriefed them, got our items, set out another batch for another mission, and I think we're good to go. Alright, so I don't think there's anything we can upgrade. But again, there's 2 different modules you can get for the, oh, actually 3 different modules you can get. So there's one to add additional storage, one for your base parts, which again, the salvage frigate modules. We only have 2. We need to get an abundance of those. You can get them from missions. There's other ways to get them, but they do take a while to come across. Missions have been the easiest way to do it, either through the Nexus or space stations. Whenever I see a mission that provides those, even if I don't want to do it, I do it. Which, I mean, I suppose we could get on that if we wanted to, but I'm not really in the mood to do it right now. So, what we need to do is find the Franken beans. There you be. Get the fuck out of here. There we go. Alright, so I think we're good in this galaxy. That's one of our pirate frigates we got when we took on a dreadnought. So maybe we could actually get one of those going on. What system are we in currently? We are in a Corvax system. Again, they like us, we like them, so we're not going to go fight them freighters that are over there. Because when you attack ships with green lines coming out of their exhaust, or freighters and frigates and stuff, whichever community or race in which your system is, you're going to lose reputation with them. So currently, if you go in here, you can find out what I'm talking about. Go to your life forms. As we can see, the Gek fucking hate us. We're at a negative 102 standing with them. So whenever I want to fight freighters and frigates, I usually go to their system and start fucking shit up. But the Vikings, we are very well liked by them, and we are very well liked by the Corvax, so we don't want to screw with that. Now, the reason that you want to have a high standing with the races is when you go to their merchants, respectfully, you're going to get a better discount the higher your standing is. So when it comes to buying stuff, we ain't going to go to the Geks, because they're going to charge us an Aminolak. Good looking spoon. Hello, my love. Do you remember me? With a name like Good Looking Spoon, I should probably, but it has been quite a while. So I'm kind of foggy. I do know the aristocratic utensil. He may be a distant cousin of yours. He is also a spoon. He's also a monarch, too. I think he hails from Africa. But he's got a funny YouTube channel, so I recommend it. Not for everybody, though, so, you know, if you don't like it, don't hold me accountable for that. But let's take a look. We get Distant Planet. We've already been there. I'm the man you left alone in toilet 6 months ago. Unfortunately, there's a problem with your logic there. I'm agoraphobic and I don't really leave the house. And I think the last time I used a public restroom was probably 3 years ago. So I think you got me confused with somebody else. So if we were to ask Maury, he would tell me that I am not the father. But I do appreciate your humor, so, you know, thanks for that. Let's see. I think we want to go to a new galaxy. Oh, but actually, we could do the settlements here. Because that's what that icon next to the glowing gold gun would be. So maybe we do want to... No, actually, we don't want to stick here. It's a 1-star system. If we want to do a settlement, we want to do that in a 3-star system. Well, I do leave the home occasionally to go smoke my cigarettes because I can't do that indoors. And I do have to go grocery shopping, so I tend to do that every other week or so. Where is there a 3-star system? There's one. But it's a Gex system. They're not going to like us. Fuck it, we're going there anyway. But yeah, I'm not really a people person, so I don't tend to like to go out of the home. Everything I like and need is here where I be, so... Got my nice comfy couch, my internet connection, my PS5. So really no need to head on out into the world, as cold and cruel as it be. Alright, so we get the vile anomaly. I think we want to go there. Fractured planet. Emerald, gold, and silver. I think we're good on that. Toxic anomaly. Aggressive sentinels over there. We can go do battle with them if we want to. I was hoping to find a dissonant planet. Instead, we found an arid planet. And we'll consult our map. No, that's the wrong one. So we've looked at 4. Let's see if we can find this red planet. Up. What are you? Now we looked at you. It might be behind this planet here. Let's do a quick warp drive. Take a look. That's another fractured planet. It's not a guarantee that there's going to be a dissonant planet on this system here. But just in case. Yeah, I think we're going to be plumb out of luck here, but we are in a Gex system, so, and that thunderous booming that was going on a second ago was a bunch of that thing. It's a bunch of freighters. Now, if you want to get upgrades for your current freighter, there's couple of ways you can go about doing that. One of which is pick a race that you don't like or that doesn't like you, go to their system and blast the ever-living shit out of the freighters that come on by. This is going to upset some people. I forgot we still got the illegal goods on us. But yeah, this is going to upset whatever system you're in, but when you blast the ever-loving shit out of the freighter, you get an upgrade module for yours. It's going to upset them. They're going to want to shoot you. There you go. As we can see, we just lost some reputation with the Gek, but we got a fleet fuel unit for our freighter. And now we're going to get attacked by Sentinel ships. That's okay. The Frank and Beans can handle whatever the Sentinels want to throw our way. If you want to get trade goods, resources, make sure you shoot out the cargo pods before you blow it up. There we go. We got a salvage type of drive upgrade. That works. I don't know where the Sentinels are. They should be swarming us by now. Nothing to worry. Again, most of your starships aren't going to be able to do the damage that we're doing. It's the fact that we got our photon gun supercharged in 3 of its slots. We're making short work of these fuckers. Exploration upgrade. There we go. And see, I was waiting for the Sentinels to show up because I was going to switch over this gun and just get a free upgrade to my shields, but they didn't decide to want to attack us. I think they made the right decision. Now, all these little boxes here are cargo pods. We could break them down if we really wanted to. But there's usually not good items to find. I think we got experimental power fluid. I guess we'll take that. But it's basically like trade goods that you get to go and sell off. But sometimes you'll find decent items. But for each one you break up, you're gonna lose some respect from, again, the people that run the system that you're in. So if you don't want to destroy your reputation, it's best to be choosy as to what you break into. So let's take a look. That needs to go to the freighter. Freighter. Again, these are all the items that we can wind up selling that we picked up. Now we can keep deflecting the scan if we want to. So we got bromide salt, neuroducts, unrefined pirate grease and experimental power fluids. Common droplets. Alright, so we'll try and get those. I don't want to gather up too much and fill up the inventory slots. We got plenty of that. Sure. Plenty of that on this. Plenty of cobalt. I'm really surprised nothing is attacking us. Figured we'd be enough to firefight right now. I'm not even going to deflect the probe. I want to do a battle. We have identified that you have illegal goods on you. Surrender all contraband. I refuse to comply. Because here's another way to find Sentinel ships. You're gonna have to do a couple of waves, and then they're gonna send the big boy after you. But it's, if you're well equipped and good at a dogfight, you can make short work of it without an issue. The other thing that I hate about Sentinel ships is their shields max out real quick. So trying to fight them, especially in numbers, can be a pain in the ass early on. So I would not advise of it. But again, good old Frank and Bean shred ships like butter. Well, it's not much of a problem. This will bring us to wave 4. Usually 2 to 3 of them. Let's wait for them to load in. There we go, gets our shields back up. Oh, hello. Fucker. And one more to go. Gotta say that. Shields back up. Alright, time for the big dick. Now, once you get to wave 5, they're going to send in their big ship, and there'll also be 4 of those little interceptors flying around. Don't worry about the interceptors, worry about the big dick. So what you need to do is you got to fly under his shields. Smash these. Occasionally switch over to your other gun. Hopefully get our sights on one of these pricks. There we go, shields are back up. Head on over to the other side. There we go, their shields are down. Now, just blast the hell out of it. That's alright. And bam. Now they're gonna tuck tail and run. There you go. And with that, they're gonna give you one of these items. Carrier AI fragment. And what you can do with that, we already have an abundance of, so we might as well use these. But much like the harmonic device, when you activate this, it's going to point you in the direction of a sentinel ship that you can claim as your own. Now, the question is it in this region? I don't see an icon for it. So with that, we're going to break up the galaxy map. And as we can see, judging by that icon, it is down in here. Just that easy, ladies and gentlemen. And this might be our 5th warp, so we might warp into a freighter battle. I haven't been keeping track, I might be wrong, but... Nope, coast is clear. Now, if you're looking to get yourself a freighter, the way that it basically goes is you have to be playing for 3 hours, human hours, not in-game hours, and you need to warp to 5 different systems. So, your best bet is to do 4 quick warps and then look for a system that's going to be a 3-star economy and make that your 5th warp, because the higher the economy, the better your chances of getting a higher classed freighter will be. Because how it's set up is when you warp in, there'll be a bunch of freighters. They'll be doing battle with pirates. Unless it's an outlaw system, then they'll be doing battle with a dreadnought, which is another freighter type. And once you defeat all the pirates, you'll then be asked to board the freighter that you saved. And if you've yet to take a freighter, they'll offer it to you for free, or you can purchase it. And if you're just looking to purchase one outright, you can pop on any freighter, regardless of whether there's a fight or not. Board it and go talk to its captain. But that would be my suggestion, as well as a lot of the content creators. My stash ship jumps 3.887 light years. My cargo ship jumps 6.6882. Yeah, the freighters are gonna go a heck of a lot faster. Oh, we got a derelict freighter. But yeah, the freighters definitely warp a hell of a lot farther, especially the more that you get them upgraded. I'm still learning the freighters, to be honest with you. Got one, I've barely done much of anything for it. I just started to do the Frygate missions and such. But that's why I just went to that Gex system to just decimate a bunch of freighters to get some upgrades. But now these will randomly pop up on you. And sometimes it'll just be a busted up freighter. Sometimes they'll have these, which are usually gold, but as soon as you pop into these, pirates are going to show up. Which, again, I don't have a problem fighting them. So I'm going to go for it. 3, 2, 1. No? Come on. Don't let me down. Pirates. That is surprising. Usually I get attacked by pirates when I do that. But yeah, there's two different types. You get these ones that are busted up that you can't board, and then there's the dirt freighters that you can land on and then go inside. Find some stuff strewn about, treasures, scrap, upgrades. And you can call it in with this little doohickey here, which you can either purchase from the scrap vendor on the space stations, or if you go to the Anomaly, I think it's once every day, you can go to Helios and he'll give you one for free. There is a way that you can cheat the system and basically run off of just having one of those when you land on the freighter. Once you've unlocked the door before you go in, pop it inside your personal refiner. And then when you come on out, you can take it out of your refiner, put it back in your inventory. But if you don't do that, it'll use it, consume it, and you'll lose it. I've only actually done that encounter once so far. Ah, cargo probe. Let's see if it worked. Nope, they spotted it. Son of a bitch. I don't want to do another freaking Sentinel battle. I want to go get this ship. Yeah, whatever. We're gonna fight him. I don't give a fuck. Bring it, bitches. Come on. Gotta make short work of you. Oh, you lucky bastard. Where'd that planet go? Maybe we can avoid this. Yeah, that's not gonna be the case. It is what it is. It's only gonna take us a couple of minutes. It's fine. Come on. Over here. Jesus, he's upset with us. Justifiably, I mean, we gotta shoot him. Now, another thing that you could do is if you're near the planet, you can go down and fight him on the ground. Makes maneuvering a little bit easier, but when the big ship comes in, it makes it impossible to take it on. So I'm not going to fly down there, just fly back up. Thanks for playing. Get down. Where'd the other guy go? How are we looking on inventory space? We got plenty. Again, there should be 3 of them. They really like coming close. Jesus Christ. Alright, we're gonna switch back over. I want to get some shields up. Go. Come here, you. Where'd you go? Sometimes trying to chase them is annoying. You just gotta divert and go the opposite direction. They'll get back in your sights. There's the big one. Cargo pods? Dude. Oh, look at that shit. For the free shields, assholes. And ball game. Oh, that upset the Corvex. I guess I shouldn't have went for his cargo pods. That's a shame. Oh well. Alright, back to what we were trying to do. I didn't come here for a fight, I came here for a free ship. Goddamn. Let's hopefully not crash into the friggin' ground. I see mountains. Did we pass the ship? I think we passed the ship. Where the hell did it go? Oh, I was confused. I don't want to get down on the ground to look for it. Oh wait, I think we have to get out and look for it. Yeah. Yeah, unlike the harmonic scan. They don't point you directly to where it is. Alright, let's see. Oh, it's a ways away. Oh, it's an extreme planet too? Fuck me. Yeah, I probably did need to stop to do that. We can do that well after the fact. Alright, first and foremost, let's get our protection up.
Technology recharge.
Cool. And where are we heading? On the plus side, in an environment like this, our jetpacks last a hell of a lot longer. Ammo in there. There you go. I'll take the face in. It's manning.
Extreme night temperature detected.
Alright, I don't have too much further to go. like to check occasionally as you go, because sometimes the direction will change. More so the closer you get. Alright, we're halfway there. Just over this hill here. Oh, wanted to jump. There you go. I believe I see it. Hopefully it's going to be a keeper. Oh, it's got the wings we've been looking for. That looks yellow to me. Hey, look, the sun's starting to come out. We'll get a better look at it. Yeah, it's a yellow variety. And it's a C-class. This is a lot working against it. That's a shame. But we can scrap it, so that's okay. We don't need that. We need the brain. Here we go. Depending on how far away it is. Doesn't look like it's that far away. Oh, that's some distance. Alright. But now we can actually scan a boat and take a look. Wait a second. No, I got that on. I was wondering why I was getting so little units. Normally I get about 400,000 for an animal scanned. It also varies upon the rarity. Nope, didn't want that to happen. Scan you? Nope. Good God. Where are you? There you go, 413,000 units. For one animal. What the fuck keeps attacking me? Buried in a friggin' rock, man. You shouldn't be able to attack me. Alright, so what we want to do, gather up some shads. But I was hoping to come across some resonators. That way we can get some more mirrors. Possibly some more harmonic locators. Got a decent amount on us already, so it's not the end of the world if we don't come across them. We don't need sac venom. Child. Go. Alright, I don't think we're gonna find any resonators nearby, so let's call on our ship. Otherwise, we're going to be walking for quite a ways. I just want to see if there's any more creatures we need to scan. Don't see any. Ooh, there's 16 different fauna out there. I don't think we're going to be going for all of them, because there's probably going to be some underground ones. Indeed. 2 undergrounds. Now, I mean, if you've got patience, by all means, I'd go for it. But when it comes to planets with the underground ones, it usually takes quite a lot of time before you're able to spot them. Now, if you want to get quick nanites, it's well worth the 4,000 to go after them, but as we can see, we have 184,000 nanites. I'm not too hard up for them, so we'll just scan whatever we come across. Now, this weather's not going to be helpful, because normally as I'd be going to these locations, I'd be scanning for dissonant resonators, stopping along the way to grab the mirrors. Doink! But visibility kind of sucks right now, so that's going to be the case. Our verbiage. Go get ourselves our brain. Good to go. Search.
Thermal protection falling.
I do not see any resonators. Alright. Oh, look, it's clear enough. Maybe it's not. Oh, well. Now, I will say, if you're going for the platinum on this game, not the hardest, because there's really nothing hard, trophy-wise. It's all just the amount of time it's going to take you. But one of the trophies... Come on. Requires that you spend time on extreme planets, such as this. One thing that I would suggest if you're going to do that, break out your terrain manipulator, pop yourself down on here, and then just leave your game running, go make some food, do a jog around your neighborhood. For me, I go out and I have cigarettes, so I usually smoke about 2. But if you're underground, I wouldn't go much deeper than this, just enough that your hazard protection isn't going to go down. But yeah, just leave your game running. If you get something else you want to go off and do, maybe scan the interwebs or what have you. But this will be the quickest way for you to add time into getting that trophy. And the way that you can check on how you're coming along progress-wise, so you're going to want to look at this one here, Extreme Survival. It'll tell you how many minutes, how many days you need to go. But piece by piece, day by day, do a little here, do a little there. But it's not going to progress the time if you are indoors or inside your ship. So this is what I would suggest. dig a little hole, get yourself out of the elements. This still technically counts as being outdoors. There you go. Sooner than later, those trophies will pop for you.
Technology prepared.
Go. Cargo space is pretty decent. Tech space, kinda shitty.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
But we're gonna claim it because we can scrap it for 34.5 million units. That works. And I'm just gonna pop it in the sky to have a look at what it looks like while it's flying. Oh, it looks like a yellow jacket. There you go. It does have the wings we like, but I am not sold on the color. So, I'm gonna pop back on down. Go. So, that one's gonna get scrapped. But let's take a look. We got 18 mirrors. We got 8. On that, do we have any in? Oh yeah, let's still switch to that one. The fuck? I'm trying to feed the animals. And we have 10 mirrors and 10 radiant shards in our inventory in the spaceship, so I don't think we really need to go farm anymore. So what we need to do is just junk this, because that's going to just keep attracting unwanted attention. And I really don't need the 100,000 units, because again, we're sitting at 684 million units currently. A couple 100,000 really ain't gonna make a difference. But again, as I expressed in the previous installment, what you want to do early on is find yourself one of these dissonant planets. Set down a base computer. You don't need to make a base itself. What you can do is just put out a solar, what do you call it? Not a solar mirror. Solar panel, a battery, and a teleporter. That way you can go off, venture out, journey amongst the other planets, and if you want to come back, you can just find your way to any teleporter on your freighter, on a base station, or your main base, and instantly come right on back. Like I said, the radiant shards, a stack of 10, and your personal refiner is going to give you 500 nanites. If you find yourself getting a hell of a lot of those inverted mirrors, a stack of those will gain you 950 nanites. And you can go around gathering up sentinel ships. If you like them, cool, keep them. If you don't, you can go scrap them for millions of units. So it is a quick and easy method to increase your units and your nanites and your ship counts. So but the one thing, and this is why we're not going to be hanging around here, is per dissonant planet, whatever sentinel ship you come across, that's the only type of sentinel ship you're going to find here. So since we didn't like this one, there's really no need to stick around. Again, if I needed units, I'd probably gather up a couple more and just go scrap them all. But we're not hurting for money, so we can get the heck on out of here. Speaking of which, I don't think there's really anything else we need to look for. Probably should go to a space station and throw in those augments for more cargo space. Though, I mean, this one's pretty fun. I was kind of saving them for a future ship that we come across that I might like, just in case it's lacking, especially in the technology. So I'm kind of torn on that. I don't know what to do. Actually, I do know what to do. We were looking for a settlement. We have one here. It's a 2-star planet. 2-star system, I mean. I was kind of hoping to find a settlement in a 3-star economy. So let's look around. This is a 3-star. I think this is the one we just came from. I'll head. Yeah, we'll head here and we'll take a look. If there's a settlement, we'll go for it. If not, I think this is going to be a perfect time to take a brief intermission for yours truly to go freshen up his coffee and do his usual personal maintenance. First contact. Again, I'm kind of surprised we haven't hit a freighter battle yet. It'll probably be the next warp. Copper, dioxide, cobalt, we have plenty of all that. There's a space station, there's a tennis ball planet. Let's see what's on there. Salvageable scrap, paraffinium. How are we on paraffinium? We have 4,000 paraffinium. I don't think we need more right now. Actually, what are we low on? Chlorine, we got plenty. Usually when you need it, it's only like 10 to 100. That's activated copper. Sodium nitrate's starting to get low. But we have regular sodium we can throw in the refiner to make more. Yeah, I think we're doing alright on the elements here. If we see indium, we'll probably stop for that. Oh yeah, that's going to go back in the food processor. I was wondering why we had that. Emerald, we have more on the freighter. That's activated. Alright, if we come across activated indium, we'll probably stop on a planet that has it. Do some mining. Other than that, I think we're kosher on just about everything. So, what we're going to do, we're going to head to the space station. I'm going to go sell these off, scrap the ship we just got, and we're going to take an intermission. So, oh, what a pretty hallway. Actually, we can swing by the mission giver and see if we have any good ones to do there. What's up, buddy? What do you got for us? Raid a planetary harvester. We'll get a storage augmentation. I'm sold. And that's nav data. We can get that anyway we feel like it. Hadal cores. We got plenty. But since we're going after a planetary harvester, we're going to be fighting sentinels. So, 2 for 1 special. But it'll also give... no, I think we're already maxed out in the Explorers Guild, so it's really not going to help us. Yeah, other than that, not much I'm looking for. But like I said in the previous installment, coming to your mission givers, you will find storage augmentations, multi-tool augmentations, exosuit augmentations, and sometimes salvage fragate modules, all of which are things that are very beneficial to increasing your inventory slots in their respective categories. So it's always good, even if you don't plan on doing any missions, just to pop on by, see what they're offering. Sometimes you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Navigational data received.
Actually, might as well scrap that ship before we go and sell stuff, because we'd just be repeating the process. I think that was the one that we just picked up. Yeah, that's the one we want to scrap. Begin salvage analysis. And again, you can't argue with results. Even for a C class, this is going to give you 24 million. So again, as I was suggesting while we were on the planet, if you want to make yourself quick millions, go around, bust up the resonance spike things. Oftentimes they'll give you harmonic locators. Use that. Hit up the camp, do the dissonance search, find the ships, get like 2 or 3 of them, head on back here, and depending on the variety, usually walk away with close to 100 million units. Or a brand new ship that you might want to fly around in. Either or. So, there we go. And let's see. We also got to sell all that stuff we got in the spaceship, too. So, let's go through the inventory of our suit first. Usually towards the end. There we go. That's one.
Units received.
That's another one.
Units received.
Switch over to the spaceship. Starship, whatever you want to call it. Wait a second. Where the hell's all the items that we had? Oh, I got the wrong starship. That's why. You cheeky bastard. There's all the stuff. Alright, now, one thing that you do want to keep in mind is each of the systems, there's like 6 varieties of like their preferred items. Science, technology, so on and so forth. So depending on the type of system that it is, will depend on what you're going to get for profits for your items. So as you can see, they don't really care for these or these. So if I cared about the monetary value of what we're going to get for this, I would probably go to the preferred systems. But even if we got a positive on this, these really aren't going to fetch all that much money. So I don't really care. But for those of you that are pinching your pennies or early on in the game and you need more units, definitely keep that in mind before selling. You could just warp to a different system and get a better profit, better yield for your efforts here. But again, we have 708 million units. I don't really care. That's all the stuff we got from busting up the cargo pods. So there we go. There you go. Alright, look at all that open inventory space. I think what I will do is fill that up so it's nice and even. But I'll save the others for a different ship. So upgrade ship. Apply augmentation. Yeah, that's good enough for that one. Alright, so one more thing we can do before we take off for a little break here. Swing on by you. How you doing? Another thing that they need to patch, amongst all the other things they just did with the update, is making it so you don't have to find the sweet spot to talk to this prick. Would you? Oh my god. Thank you. Good lord. Alright, so again, this is the Merchants Guild. We need to get some more reputation with them. Because if we're exalted, each time we came across these guys, we could be getting salvage frigate modules to be unlocking stuff for our freighter. We're not there yet. But we can take the free hypercore. I guess we can take these two. I'm using them for the Franken beans. We'll buy the sulfurine. But I ain't buying the other stuff. And sometimes what you will come across, if you need to increase your reputation with these guys, sometimes some of the free stuff they give you, you can donate right back to them. That's not the case here. I figured the warp fuel would have been one of them. But we can give them 3 of these. And we can give them 2 of the repair kits, because I hardly ever use them. And we just went up 5 levels. Or 5 reputation. I believe we still have about 30 more to go, but let's take a look. 22. Alright, so we don't have too much further till we're exalted. Again, mercenaries, we've accomplished that, as we have with the Explorers Guild. And the Outlaws absolutely love us. We're at 280. We are an admirable admiral of the Black. So, guess we just got the merchants to go with. But we'll get there. We just ain't gonna do it in this installment, because this is where we're taking a break. So, for the many that have come by and watched, and for any that may make it to the sound of my voice in the future, thank you all for watching. As always, we appreciate and value your viewership and support of the channel, and hopefully we'll catch some of, if not all of y'all, on the next one. But with that stated, this is Slammy, signing off, and until next time, peace, y'all.